Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Pleasure to be with everyone today. Last week, when we spoke together, I talked about the regulatory environment that we operate in and how with every business that is around, there is a constant need for change, for transformation, for evolution, both in how business is conducted and how it is to maintain itself or to grow or change, to adapt to the changing environments that we live in. And that certainly applies to network marketing. It applies to every business, of course. And on micro levels, it applies to each of us, doesn't it? That, especially for those of us that have been around for a long time, what we used to do isn't necessarily the best way to how we should be building today, because we've got new technology and tools that can assist us and help us to do better and to perform better, to reach more people and what have you. But we also need to stay abreast, of course, of the framework that we're in, the environment that we're in, to make sure that we're giving the right message and utilizing our strengths to position ourselves in the best possible light to give people the best opportunity. Last week, I talked about the parameters that regulators will put on an environment such as network marketing to make sure that customers and consumers are well protected. That's always a regulator's agenda, isn't it? To make sure that the consumer is well protected and looked after. One of the ways that they do that, of course, is for giving us guidance on what we should or should not say when it comes to product claims and when it comes to income claims. That's typically one of the big things. And of course, business behaviors. I mentioned last week that if we use the words treat, prevent, or cure in relation to our products, that we're classifying them as medicinal and we're stepping on dangerous ground. We want to make sure that we avoid that kind of language. At the same time, if we're making inflated earnings claims and misrepresenting the business opportunity as a get-rich-quick scheme, or misrepresenting the activity, the behavior that we should be involved in to help people to succeed, then we've got problems as well. And the problems, again, that regulators have is typically around what they call front-end loading, or using the product as a means of monetizing a pyramid, meaning that the product isn't really designed for an end user. It's really designed to monetize the check and to feed the model, to feed the infrastructure so that people can make money. In Nikken, I think we've got a wonderful advantage, don't we? Because, like I said, when I was in the office, we did a survey. 90% of the respondents to the survey said that they joined Nikken because they loved our products. Our products are significantly focused on consumer needs. They're not Me Too products. They're not easily replaceable products. We've taken fundamental aspects of life. We need air to breathe, water to drink. We need a great night's sleep, and we need genuine, meaningful nutrition. We need all of those to survive. They're vital elements of life. We've taken each of those elements and we've added value to them to make sure that people can have a better experience with their health in a holistic approach. We've identified that there is interplay with each of those elements in our body and in the environment that we live in, and that one impacts the other. Sleep significantly has an impact on our appetites. Our appetites has an impact on everything else. Hydration has a significant impact as well. Of course, the air we breathe, it all plays together to make sure that we are either thriving or we're struggling. And of course, we've centered that in a wellness home environment. I had a lady that I was speaking to last week who was used to selling nutritionals as the primary source of her network marketing experience. And she said, but the magnetics and the technology that you've got, she said, it's not repeat consumable stuff. How does that work? How do you build a business on that? I said, because the story isn't simply about one technology. It's about a wellness home. And the wellness home just continues to expand and get bigger and better and more enriched as we go from room to room and from person to person in the home. And what a wonderful opportunity we have here to provide people a real, meaningful, consumer-based experience with the products that we offer. What I want to talk about today is how we can leverage that into a legitimate, meaningful, powerful business opportunity. And I want to talk about that today, and shed some light on some things that I've observed as we've been opening up Chile that we can apply here in North America, in the UK, in the existing markets that can give us added strength to do good. We hear that term a lot though, don't we? This term leverage. What does leverage mean? I'm going to give you a couple of definitions here and a little bit of some history on the word. The history isn't too exciting, but it's relevant nonetheless. The word leverage, if I use the Cambridge Dictionary, of course, is going to be in reference to the lever, isn't it? But this principle of leverage expanded from the power or use of a lever to move things, and it started to expand over time to involve other things. Here's a definition from the Cambridge Dictionary where it says it is the power, leverage is power, okay? It is the power to influence people and get the results you want. And it gives a definition. If the United Nations had more troops in the area, it would have greater leverage. That's the example that it uses there. It came into business language as well. The act of using borrowed money to buy or an investment or a company. But it's at the root of it, at the root of the meaning of leverage is this word power and influence. So if we go back into the beginnings of the word, I like some of the synonyms perhaps that are related to the word lever. It means to raise, to lift, something that is not heavy, is something that is quick, rapid, nimble, easy to digest, figuratively slight. So what we're talking here is when we have the power to leverage or the power to influence other people on a common cause to do good, then what it does is it makes the burden of lifting lighter. So what we want to make sure that we are doing when we're building our business is utilizing the strength of other people to work together as a collective in order to have the burden of building business lifted. Because we work together that way. If we're doing it by ourselves, we don't capitalize on the benefits that the business offers. We want to make sure that we utilize the strength and resources of other people. So I want to talk about how we do that, because one thing that I've noticed is in established markets in network marketing, and I've certainly seen it here in NECANN, in established markets in network marketing, what will often happen is when recruitment is occurring, the quality of the recruitment process is often compromised or diluted over time. Why is that, you might say? Or how do we know that it's diluted? Well, let me tell you, the evidence is in the behavior of the new recruit. How many of you, and you don't need to raise your hand or make a comment here, I'm sure many of you will notice, but if you do wish to use the chat, I'd encourage you to do this. How many of you have recruited someone that has actually done nothing? They've joined the business and they haven't recruited another person. Maybe they've placed one order and stopped. Maybe they've joined and they haven't even placed an order. Have any of you experienced that? And you've gone, what's happened here? I thought this person was ready to go. I thought they were on fire. What we see in established markets, there is, thank you, Maggie. Maggie's saying for sure she's seen that. And I know there are, all of us have experienced that. If we haven't experienced that, we probably aren't doing enough recruiting. Yeah, because that's part of the experience, isn't it? And by the way, I always use this example. It's certainly not unique to network marketing, that behavior. Yeah. How many of you have joined a gym? I remember they've started to change their practice where you can get monthly memberships now or quarterly memberships, what have you. It used to be you could only join a gym if you had a 1-year annual membership. not sure if you remember that. And why did they do that? Because it was always super busy in January when people were making their commitment to lose weight. They've set their New Year's resolutions, the commitment's made. And then what happens in June? It's a desert in the gym. You can go on any machine you want at any time because it's not that busy, because people have given up on their goals. So we see that as human nature, isn't it? But here's the challenge. What we want to do is make sure that we avoid this as much as possible in our own business activities. Now, I want to share something that happens that is different in a new market to an established market when it comes to recruiting. And we can glean from this, learn from this, and apply it to our business now, even though we're in an established business or in a mature market. Would you like to get the new market excitement and fever and enthusiasm in your recruiting activities in your team? Right here, right now, in your own market, in your own business? As you look at these new countries that open up and you see everyone get excited and going gangbusters, and they're talking to everyone, getting very excited. I'll give you a simple example. Mike and I are working with a lady in Chile, wonderful lady. She's joined the business. Of course, the market isn't officially open yet. It opens on the 2nd of December. We had some ABCs with her yesterday. We've got more lined up today. And she's got 20 people that she's excited about bringing into the business as soon as possible. They haven't even had the chance yet to have a product in their hands because they can't purchase a product until the 2nd of December. But already she's lining up customers. She's reaching out to people. And her motive, she's like, I need to get that $1,000 check that comes with the incentive program that Nikken has introduced in Chile. And if I achieve my goals, if I do that, if I get these people and we're building the business and we've got these customers and we move this product, then I can get that $1,000 bonus. That's a short-term goal, not a long-term goal, but she sees that as something that's reachable and attainable now. Wouldn't you love it if you could recruit someone that would go out there and find 20 people, where they would go out there and sell waterfall after waterfall after waterfall and get others to do the same and be excited about it and enthusiastic about it? What's the difference? How is it that we have new markets that will create that type of activity and mature markets where people will join, dabble a little bit, and then step out and stop? What is the difference? Any thoughts before I give you my answer? Use the chat or raise your hand and unmute yourself. What are your thoughts? Why do you think there is a difference in the output of recruitment in a new market versus a mature market? Any ideas? People are reluctant to share, perhaps. Let me give you my answer. I believe it is the mindset of the sponsor. It's the mindset of the sponsor. What is the difference? The difference is when a sponsor is going into a new market, they have a goal to help that person make money no matter what, because they know that this is the beginning of their business. And if I'm opening a new market, if I'm going in there and this is fresh territory, this is completely new business for me. If I do a half-baked job, I get a half-baked business. So my story there is fueled with different emotion. It's fueled with urgency. It's fueled with excitement. It's fueled with focus. And it's very much centered on business building strategies. I had a call with some team members that have got some activity again in Chile the other week, and they were saying, you know, we've got some people lined up, they're ready to get going, but we can't buy the product yet. What do we do? And I explained the critical thing that we do is we teach them all about the incentives. Get people focused on the incentives and get them building out their strategy now, so that when we start, they've got customers lined up, they've got team members lined up, and everyone is trained and educated on how to build the business, so that as soon as the switch goes, the products are sold, people are signing up, and the volume is flowing through their organization, and people are rank advancing and getting checks straight away. What we want to do in this process of recruitment in a new market, we can transfer into an established market, into an established business. If you've been in the business for 20 years, or if you've been in it for 6 months, regardless, we can apply these principles now. One thing that I've done from time to time, and I certainly need to do it more regularly, is I've set when I've been recruiting people, let's get them to executive straight away. Let's have them reach that rank in their first week, if not their first day. Well, how does that happen? It begins with the recruitment process. I've mentioned this statistic countless times, haven't I? That the Sales Association of the United States says that it takes between 7 to 12 contacts for a person to reach the point emotionally where they will say yes in a sales situation. The difference for most sales-focused people, professionals, is that for the majority of them, they will stop that contacting experience on average after 3 contacts. 3 to 5, and then they're out. They stop. But if we can develop the relationship so we can maintain the contact for just those few contacts more, we can get closer to getting to the yes. Now, it's not about being persistent when someone is saying no. I'm not suggesting that we are abrasive and that we are just kind of, unnecessarily hounding them. We've got to make sure that we use that time wisely, haven't we, in that relationship well, so that we get them there. But I believe if we're talking wisely with them and showing them what they can accomplish, we can help them start their business building activity where they are customer gathering, where they're bringing guests and prospects of their own to meetings before they've even signed up themselves. Can you imagine what it would be like? Just kind of put yourself in your own customers, your own prospects' shoes here. If they're thinking about it, you're sharing all the reasons why it's good to join a business like Nikken. There's time freedom, there's financial independence, there's better opportunity to make better choices with how you prioritize your life. There's opportunities for tax advantages, of course. I love this example. Let me just pull it up. Where I think it was Robert Kiyosaki is being quoted here, where he said, he said there's differences in the way that businesses work to employees. Businesses, in this order: earn, spend, pay taxes. Employees earn, pay taxes, and then spend. Do you see the difference there? There's a significant financial benefit of running your own business when what you spend your money on is tax deductible versus you get taxed and then what you've got left over is what you can spend. Some good benefits there. So we can go through this process of explaining the benefits of the time freedom, the financial benefits, having a system that works when you don't, because that's what businesses are. They operate outside of your own personal activity, but help people to catch the vision. But in the process, if we can spend time helping them build their business plans and get their focus and their strategy underway before they've even signed the papers, then look at what can happen. They may be sitting on the fence and they go, no, I'm thinking about joining the business, I'm not sure yet. And you say, well, who do you know that might be interested, that might want to do this business with you, or that you would want to do business with? Bring them to our next call, bring them to the next meeting, invite them to the next webinar, and we can have this talk together and we can talk through it. When that person, when their guest says yes, they're interested, what are the chances of your prospect then saying no? There is immediately a sense of loss there, isn't there? If I say no now, then the people that I'm introducing are they're gonna keep moving forward with this with or without me. I don't want to miss out on that, so they join up. So if we can get our prospects prospecting before they've even joined the business, there is a great advantage there, because we bring them to the meetings, and I've seen it time and time again. When our guests bring guests to meetings, it always strengthens them. They're excited, their guests are excited, and as a consequence of that, the meeting after the meeting where the real power exists, the follow-up that happens afterwards is you've got a compounded effect on the excitement and the commitment to get out there and build. And that is the power of true leverage. And this is what's happening in new markets. What's taking place in a new market is people are getting lined up, they're getting interested, But before they're able to officially start, they're already rounding up the troops. They're already getting their teams together. They're building them up. And what can they talk about right now when they can't sell the product? What are they talking about? Business strategy. Their whole focus right now is getting people together and strategizing and showing them, if we do these following activities in this time period, when the business opens, then we can make money in our first week. And so what is happening is the sponsor is invested far more heavily in the success of the new recruit than they would be under normal circumstances, because they're showing them how to make money straight away in the first week and definitely in the first month. They're showing them how to get their team lined up, all of the critical activities. They're focused on training them on the incentive programs to capitalize as much as possible on every financial benefit the business offers to give them the best leverage in building their business quickly. And as a result, what happens? The people that are joining, that are getting involved, are getting more confident and more excited because they see the practicality of their efforts. They see in real terms what this is all about and how they can get results. And of course, you're working so closely together as a result of this that they feel your vested interest as the sponsor in making sure that no matter what, I'm giving you a guarantee here. I'm going to make sure that if you follow these steps, that's where the guarantee comes in, of course. If you follow these steps that I'm outlining and we do this together, I can guarantee you that you'll get money in your pocket in your first week or in your first month. Yeah, they have in that open market in Latin America weekly retail commissions. So bang, straight away, you can get a check in your pocket in your first week. If we can offer those types of guarantees, if you're going to follow these steps, use these incentive programs and get busy right now. And let's get building right now before you even sign the paperwork, so that when you do sign, you're already halfway there on your entrepreneur club. Yeah, you've already got your customers lined up. You've already been speaking to your customers and you've not even signed up yet. If you're doing that now before you've joined, what confidence are they going to have when they get started? Here is a critical statistic for you. Those that don't work or get results in their first 60 to 90 days are typically out of the business in the first year. Yeah, that's a very, very high revolving, strong revolving door that we experience if we don't engage them straight away. So if we can help them get engaged before they've even started, what happens? They immediately feel a sense of accomplishment. They immediately feel a sense of achievement. They immediately have an increase of belief and conviction. They have a stronger relationship with you. They trust you more as the sponsor, because as a result of your counsel, they have now gotten money in their pocket straight away. And you can say, see, I gave you that commitment. We worked together. We got it done. Now let's keep moving forward. What are the chances now when you give them advice and give them counsel that they're going to follow you, that they're going to listen? Leverage, like I said, by definition, is power to influence. Power to influence. If I don't deliver on those types of promises, I will have no power to influence that person thereafter. If I don't invite them to make and keep commitments and let them dabble, and then after they've dabbled and gotten poor results as a result of dabbling, which dabbling will always give, if I let them dabble and they get poor results, and then I try to teach them afterwards that they should do something different, what is my power to influence them there? Is it compromised? You better believe it is. So what is critical to our ability to influence our team is based on not just the first impressions, but the first messages and the first training and instruction that we give them. And that begins before they start. And that's what happens in a new market. When people are coming in a new environment, what do? We can't get the product yet. Well, the product is important. We're going to give you training on the product so that you can sell it. You get your customers lined up. You build this structure and this team. We have the Teach 3 to Reach 3 model that we use here in NECANN. You teach 3, you want to get at least 500 points worth of product sales. Ideally, even better would be 1,000, and better, best, of course, is 1,500. We've got the good, better, best, 500, 1,000, 1,500. You can apply that. You get 3 other people to do the same. So you've got volume going to customers that need and value our product, and we get that out there as quickly as possible. Here are the incentive programs that will maximize the return on that effort and activity to pay you over and over again. You get your retail profits, you get your rebates, you get your overrides, you get your leadership bonuses, you get your incentive programs, you get your trips. We've got now a new incentive program that's just been introduced for getting to New York in 2020. Let's capitalize on that so you can have a free trip to New York. Let's build that into your program, into your activity. Let's show you how to do that quickly and do it with a sense of urgency. The critical way to do it is to start strong, and you start before you've even signed the paperwork. So that when you sign the paperwork and you say, today is my beginning, you've got people that are already going to join and buy product, and you've got people that are already joining, that have already listened to ABCs, they've already participated in meetings, they're coming along. That immediately makes me feel I can do this. It immediately makes me feel I'm winning. Already I've got success under my belt, and I've only just signed the papers. What does that mean that's going to happen to me? I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on working. And statistically, those that are working and getting success in the first 60 to 90 days are typically engaged and active a year from now. Okay? So that beginning experience is fundamental. We cannot compromise it. Too often we compromise it because we do not feel the sense of urgency ourselves with the person that we've brought in. We need to help them feel like them starting their business is the equivalent of launching a new market. Under any other business environment, if I was launching my business today, I would be launching a new market. Whether it's someone else has been in the market or not is irrelevant. Competition abounds in every business, doesn't it? Yeah, even the huge businesses that are thriving. Apple aren't the only people that that make phones and computers. Yeah, and how many people are there that are out there providing bottled water? There's tons of different brands. Yeah, so even us, when we provide a solution to bottled water, we're not the only ones providing solutions. There are other people out there competing. We're not the only ones that provide people solutions to a good night's sleep. We provide a better solution, but we're not the only ones out there in the marketplace. So there is no new marketplace, if we can get that into our head. There is no new marketplace unless you're going in with something that has never existed before in the history of the world. And that often isn't the case. Yeah, we're always going into a competitive environment, doing new things in a different way, just looking to do it better. That's what the environment is in business most of the time, is finding ways to do it better. We have a better way, but every time someone starts, it's new for them. If we can treat our prospects and our new team members with the respect that they deserve, that their business is a new market being launched, then with all the excitement that comes with opening Chili, we can go on a regular basis and have a new market launched in our business every week, every month, by introducing new people to the business. They come in and they're wherever they live. They might be in my hometown of Irvine, and I might recruit 3 or 4 people right here in my hometown. I can have 3 or 4 new markets right there because it's new for them. And if I start them off with that dedication and focus and commitment to see them win and succeed, and like I said, the power of that is get them started before they join, then you watch this space, you can have great results and a significant improvement in the performance of the new people in your business. And when you see that improvement in their performance, that will give you greater courage and confidence to do it again. One of the reasons people, I think, are not recruiting as enthusiastically, I was going to say aggressively, enthusiastically as perhaps they should be, is because we don't do it well enough to begin with, look at the results and then say, maybe it's not working as good as it should be. Well, the ownership there is on us. If we can just do a better job, like I said, what's the real difference? It's the commitment of the sponsor to the new recruit. That's the real difference. between a new market and a mature market. It's the commitment of the sponsor to see them win and succeed. If we can interject in their experience, give them the best possible, give them some guarantees and make it happen with them, then I think we'll start to build our own confidence as a result. Do it once, get some results, and then with that evidence, you can have an increase of confidence to do it again. And with that evidence again, and so on, and then we can start to build a wonderful experience in our organization, much like the new markets that exist and pop up from time to time in any growing and expanding business. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude, if you want to have new markets in your business, you can participate in Chile, you can participate in your backyard. Whichever one works for you, wherever your leads take you, that's where your opportunities are. Just remember, when that person starts, it's a new market for them. And let's give them that respect that they deserve, to give them the best possible experience that they can have to start strong so that they will continue on for years to come. The evidence is there. When they start strong, they continue on. If they don't start strong, they peter off and finish. Let's give them a good start. Help them do that before they even join. And you'll see a significant change in your confidence and excitement, along with everyone else's in your team. Thank you very much, everyone. And we'll have a great week. Speak to you next week. Bye-bye.